Hello everyone. So here I'm again. I have recorded your video previously. I was almost to the end of the chapter 14 and then something happened and I have lost my recording. So I'm re-recording the same video again. For this video, I'm going to do the video in parts and I'll refer to it and I'll put the reference to it part 1, 2, 3 depending on how many chunks of videos that I got. I'm going to try to do this every 15 minutes to make sure that if I ever lose it, it's going to be 15 minutes of video that if I lose. So there's going to be a first part of the video now. So in this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to brief you guys of what we need to do this week, since the class is, the college is closed due to the bad weather, and now we have to cover the topic. You guys need to do this on your own, but I'm going to be recording the video on chapter 14. So first part of the video is going to be mostly focused on the overview of what you need to do this week. So here is your critical part, where we at and what's going to be happening in the next few weeks. So we completed chapter 9 already. So here are the exercises that I have assigned. We were not able to do the exercises together, so what I recommend you guys to do is try these exercises from home by yourself. So the exercise 9.21 to 26, and then if you want to challenge yourself, then do 929 as well. And the solution for this is already posted on Blackboard. If there's any question that you may have from here, you guys can ask me, and then I'll be more than happy to discuss that in the next class. And then we have chapter 12. That was also something we started where we were not able to finish the chapter. So it was focused on other variance analysis that exist in the industry. So what I'm going to do is that we're not going to cover everything from chapter 12. So I'm going to be mostly focused on the three things that we did, which is the revenue variance, and then there's a contribution margin variance that I want you guys to be familiar with. And then the other one I think was the sale mix variance. So these are three variances. I definitely want you guys to make sure you understand it and know it in detail, because those are the questions that I may include. But I may not include the big question. I may include 3 to 5 multiple choice questions from this chapter. And the other topics that are in chapter 14, which focus on the productivity variances, and then there was a market volume variance. So those topics you guys can read through. It's good for you to understand from the theory aspect. And from the homework, just do the ones that I've mentioned in my announcement. So do those questions. If you do that, that should be sufficient enough for you guys to know it, and for your quiz as well as for your midterm as well. But the other topics that are in chapter 12, so I don't want you guys to skip it. Just skim through it to make sure you understand the theory behind those variances, what they are and how they use in the industry as well when it comes to the variance analysis. And then if you guys have done these chapter reading already, great. If not, I will definitely recommend you guys to make sure you complete the reading, do the assigned homework question from these chapters, and if you have any question from these topics or from the homework question, write it down, bring it to the next class. We'll spend first half of the class to do Q&A from these two chapters as well as from chapter 14. After you complete these chapters, then I want you guys to start on chapter 14, which is the primary focus of this chapter. This chapter is an important chapter. The topics that are covered in this chapter are something that definitely talked about in the advanced courses, such as transfer pricing, the price strategy for cost-based versus market-based, as what companies use, and what are the reasons for them to use as well, and the transfer prices that being charged by the companies between the organizations, and the rules and regulations and the laws behind transfer prices as well. So those are important topics that are also get covered in the case computations or the case analysis when it comes to the CPA exams. So the lecture for this week is primarily focused on chapter 14. You read the chapter and do these exercises that are assigned as homework. And this week you have a quiz that's also going to be due as well, which is going to be focused on these three chapters, 9, 12, and 14. The quiz will be open on Friday and will be open till the end of Sunday, which is February 16. There will be a time limit on it. We'll try to give you guys enough time for this quiz. It does cover 3 chapters, and I'll try to focus on a similar number of questions. This one may be a little bit more than the other, may include more questions, but I'll give you guys sufficient time to make sure you guys have enough time to do the calculation that may be required for these questions. But it was only, again, one attempt, same process that we use for the quizzes. Next week is a midterm review. So we will spend half of the class to go over any questions that you may have, and we may pick one question from chapter 14 to do it together as well. But that one, I definitely want you guys to at least try these ones at home, so that way we can make it a little bit more faster. But again, I'll take my time to make sure that you guys get answer for any questions that you may have from any of these 3 chapters in the next class. And second half of the class next week, we'll use that for the review for your midterm. And the week 8 is when we're doing the midterm that's going to be happening in class, covering all the chapters that we talked about. We talk more about in the review class on week 7. All right, that being said, so now going back to your Blackboard, this is where your chapters are, and the solution for these chapters are posted within those parts as well. So I don't have chapter 14 solution yet, but I'll post that in few maybe today or tomorrow. All right, so I'm going to stop the recording now, and then I'm going to start with the part 2 of the recording.